Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Quantum Connections Oracle with T-Bear. Take a deep breath with me, folks. Virgo and friends of Virgo, Virgo rising, Virgo Venus, Virgo, anywhere in your chart. Welcome. Today we're going to be reading with Kim Cran's Archetypes deck. My favorite, The Wild Unknown. I'm so grateful to Kim. She has inspired me to make a deck. I'm about 12 cards in and I've written the whole deck, so hopefully in the next few months we're going to be able to see my thoughts on the tarot, which is more involved with quantum physics, teaching you about science, teaching you about free will, and how to look at your rising sign differently as a place that you have possibilities to change. Virgo. Calling in the north, the south, the east, and the west for Virgos and friends of Virgos. Cross watchers, please be careful. This energy is not for you necessarily, and whatever you take from it, please do something honorable with it. Virgo, Mother Earth, Father Sky. Virgo, ancestors and natives who walked the earth before you. What does Virgo need to know, universe? What does the quantum hold for the Virgo? The Lover. Situation at hand. Previous energy. The comic. And we have reached the threshold. That'll be our future. Let's see what Kim has to say today. $95. That number might mean something to you. The Lover, the heart, the beloved, the devoted. Pushing through the heart of the Lover is gratitude. The Lover appreciates experiences, the world through senses, reveling in beauty, song, art, music, sense, and sensuality. This energy awakes at the tip of our tongue when we taste the sweetness of honey, kiss a lover, or speak gentle words to a child. The Lover lingers in foreplay, aroused not by getting there, but by the slow merging of self and the other. This energy is usually experienced for short periods of time, as in order to feel it, we must fully be present and awake with no expectations or rules about what should be. Rather, the Lover is in awe of what the world presents, reveling in the glorious details, grateful to savor every last drop of life's offerings. Connection, expansion, devotion, awe, indulgence, attachment, obsession. Contemplate Aphrodite, Krishna, and Radha. The Lover archetype is present everywhere, not just where conventional forms of pleasure and beauty are found. The Lover's awe is unconditional. We have the grace of a swan and pearls, and it looks like a black pearl with a daisy. When you hold someone's gaze for several moments, you'll feel the Lover within you awaken. It is common to seek the Lover in another. The true gift is finding the Lover in yourself. So this is pretty cool. My initial feeling for this is self-love and devotion to self, and learning how to stop fooling around being the comedian and trying to wit your way through love, or wit your way through connection, or wit your way through dating apps, or wit your way through whatever family shit you got going on. The Lover is like, judgment, bypassing, over here, and then going, embrace, embrace, embrace. Don't need you anymore, comic. But we're going to look at the comic, but I vibe it already. I know the card, because to be honest, it's come up a couple times. So maybe some people are masking a little bit to get through this period in life, because I know it's hard for everybody, no matter what side you may believe we're on. We all need to be the Lover. So the comic is 113. That number might mean something to you. The comic, the Joker, the clown, the fool. Would make sense you would start here for recent, because fool. The comic carries a remedy for all that ails this world. Amid the deepest pain and suffering, there is always the potential to lift up and out of the darkness through laughter. Though dismissed by some as lowbrow or unsophisticated, this archetype actually has a highly advanced mind. Some may say genius. As humor requires one to see the situation from afar, this is the situation. Rather than to be swept away by the drama, the comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as material to be mixed and shaped into a potion to soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or magician, working healing magic upon any audience who will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the deep division in our world, one pun at a time. This is talking about expansive love, devotion, like this is what we need in the world. Hilarious, ingenious, spirited, easygoing, sarcastic, harsh, brooding, and drunk. So it's kind of like masking, like hiding, isolating, and being like maybe even on this lower side of like internet troll or whatever, like not being cute, okay? Inspiring, but like kind of edgelord vibes. So if we're working well, we have images of laughing Buddha or stand-up or improv that's uplifting, okay? So this is interesting because we are awakening to ourselves. We are getting out of denial. We're done with playing the lighthearted vibes and we're ready to go a little deeper. But this deepness is actually pretty enriching and fulfilling. So it might seem a little daunting to jump out there and put yourself out there in whatever way that is, but like this is relief. And then the threshold, I've actually never seen this card before. Even though I've worked with this deck for so many years, I still have yet to see and spend time on the cards, but I always have felt this deck has never done me wrong once in like 5 years. So this is 2 feet with a moon-shaped glow of red on some wheat. And this doesn't look super supportive, so it looks like you either have to jump or hold on. And I'm not sure. It seems like this is kind of a jump, but let's find out where your threshold is and why you're there. Or why you're headed there, honestly. Yeah, I guess this would be boundaries, in my opinion. It seems like it's going to be a lot of boundaries. 153, that number might mean something to you. The threshold, the door, the gate, the initiation. We cross thresholds continually, consciously and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. When this card arises, it signifies that the precipice you stand upon is not your typical one. However, you have arrived at the threshold of initiation, here to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind the you that you thought was so well formed. A new frontier calls. This is not easy work. The threshold initiation means a part of you will be lost in order to make space for what is next. Lost. Even though this is good, we got through this period. Lost. Land of the lost. The ground seems to crumble as you free falling into your new reality. This is the liminal realm. Okay, this is what I'm talking about with the quantum. Okay? This is literally like your inner thoughts, your ego, and your higher self, lower self, all in here, okay? And when we get to this initiation, it's your choice. Like we already kind of like nosedived here, somehow got here. I hope through some kind of like loss is the best way to get here. And then really choosing loss. And then the threshold is like, okay, so you have been expansive. Like this seems to always stretch people, but it also seems like bravery just has to expand here. So also, once you gave, did you give too much? Did you expand too much towards other people, not yourself? Why are you at this threshold? How did you reach this door? And in the quantum, you can, there's a lot of beautiful meditations. Joe Dispenza, so many beautiful things. Look up door magic, where you can walk through the door and have the beauty in thoughts. You've done plenty of meditation that day, and you walk through the door and you're literally like, I am walking into my new reality. This is where the quantum, this is why the rising, because if this was your basic sun, in my opinion, this would be, okay, well, you've reached the threshold and we all know that, but it's not asking you like, where am I going? What am I doing? How do I do this? Like deeply go into the possibilities instead of the facts, which is why I think sun and rising are so different. But it's always good to see what you're accepting in your sun and then what you're willing to do in your rising. So this is awesome. It's also like, it seems like a light-hearted journey. Like this doesn't seem like underworld energy. This seems like just letting go energy. Let's bring in a woodland warden. I really love bringing in animals that could be appearing in your life. Or you see them on the TV, you see them on a sign, you hear about it in the songs, you look at a stuffy. These animals will bring you wisdom. Virgo. The weasel and the pine. Introspection. Well. Why is all this happening? Well, we don't need you anymore because this is where we start questioning. So the weasel and the pine. All right. The weasel and the pine. I open right to it, guys. Weasels can be warriors or spies, moving quickly and often alone. Alone, devotion to self. They make observations from afar and adjust their plans accordingly. Like I was describing, you can do in the quantum. Remember that solitary creatures are nothing to fear, and an introverted nature is nothing to feel ashamed of. Knowing oneself and being comfortable alone are desirable skills. Like the weasel, the pine tree works to be self-sufficient. One of the fastest growing evergreens, its prickly needles have a waxy coating that helps them retain water. You are called to a time of solitude. Isolation allows for contemplation, which can lead to self-knowledge. You may be overwhelmed by loneliness. Think of the weasel's joy in solitude. Practice caring for yourself when alone. Meditate on the waxen needles of the pine tree. Ask yourself what protections you may need to remain green and healthy. When do I like to be alone? How can I better understand and respect myself? And we're going to call in a super attractor. This is a great meditation for you. You can leave this as a mantra. These are really sweet. Virgo, what is your mantra for June 2025? True manifestations are powered by service and love. Serve yourself. Then figure out where you're going. True manifestations are powered by service and love. All right, this is your reading today. I'm super excited you came here. I would love a like and subscribe, and I would love some comments. If you're new here, please forgive my strangeness as I figure out my journey. And I am writing a deck, and I would love to hear from you. Private readings are available. I do not read for Scorpio and Taurus at this time. So if you need something from me in those two signs, just shoot me a DM. Leave a comment. Thank you so much, you guys. I'm so grateful that you're into this, and I can't wait to expand. Thank you.